Hey guys, today I am going to review and rant on the movie Hop from 2011. And before we start, to any of you who still likes this movie, I am fine with your opinion on it. So without further ado, let's get this started. Cue the intro, please. Hi guys, Jonathan's Media Corner here again, and today I am reviewing and ranting on the movie Hop. Came in the year of 2011. So basically what the plot is, it takes place on Easter Island, and we have a young rabbit named EB is really intended to succeed his father as the Easter bunny. Intimidated by the calling's demand and ignoring his father's orders, EB then runs away to Hollywood to pursue his dream of becoming a drummer. In Van Nuys, EB is hit by Fred O'Hare, who is an out of work job hopping slacker who was driving to his sister Sam's boss house to house sit while his parents forced him to move out. Feigning injury, EB persuades Fred to take him as he recovers. But when EB causes trouble, Fred then attempts to release him in the wilderness. EB persuades to help him by claiming to be the Easter Bunny, whom Fred as a child had witnessed delivering eggs. EB's father sent his royal guards, the Pink Berets, to search for him and bring him back. In Hollywood, EB sees the Berets closing in on him and hides inside a business where Fred is having a job interview. EB enjoys a successful recording session with the Blind Boys of Alabama as a substitute drummer, but ruins Fred's job interview. In the process, EB gets a tip about a possible audition for David Hasselhoff, who invited him to perform on his show. Afterwards, Fred attends his adoptive younger sister Alex's school Easter pageant, with EB hiding in a satchel. EB, alarmed that Pink Berets have apparently found him due to the free bunny suit shadows on the wall and disguised by Alex's awful rendition of Peter Cottontail, dashes out and disrupts the show, forcing Fred to find a ventriloquist act with EB's cooperation and his dummy, and leading the show in singing that I Want Candy. Both Fred's father and Henry and Alex are angry about the upstaging, but Fred is inspired to be the Easter Bunny himself. Although skeptical, he then agrees to train him and finds that Fred has some genuine talent for it. Meanwhile, the Easter Bunny's second in command, Carlos the chick, plots a couple D-Tad against him to take over Easter. Carlos inspired the chicks to uprise the bunnies and begins training to become the Easter Bunny or Easter Chick, but seems to lack the qualities an Easter Bunny needs. As the Pink Berets close in on him, EB appears as a decoy to fake his death and leaves for Hasselhoff's show. The Berets sees the decoy and, horrified that Fred had apparently killed EB, capture him and take him to Easter Island. Fred is then confronted by EB's father and Carlos. However, Carlos pretends to be upset about EB's death, silences Fred when he tries to tell the truth, and seizes controller out of the Easter factory, tying up EB's father and placing him and Fred to be boiled alive. Meanwhile, EB starts to feel guilty for acting greedy and leaving Fred and it was convicted by Hasselhoff on his show to go back and help his friend. EB races back to the factory. He confronts Carlos, but is immobilized by a gummy candy and tossed into the chocolate bunny carving line. EB survives by dodging the blades of the machine, while Fred eats through the black licorice ropes, escaping with EB's father, who couldn't eat food due to the poor taste of the candy. Carlos is now a chick bunny combination due to the magic of the egg of destiny. Battles with EB and defeats him easily due to his size. Carlos then tries to lead the egg sleigh out with his sidekick Phil directing, but EB improvises a drum session that drives Phil to uncontrollably dance to the beat and provide the wrong signals, causing the sleigh to crash and subdue Carlos. EB apologizes to his father for his selfishness, and he and Fred are crowned co-Easter bunnies, while Carlos is forced to pull the egg sleigh. And that's it. That's basically what the plot is. Guys, what do I think about it? Honestly, I have to say this movie is terrible in my opinion. In fact, I think this is the worst Illumination Entertainment movie in my opinion. This is the worst. I want to talk about the CGI. First off, the CGI looks absolutely god awful. Like, look at this CGI. The CGI looks really rushed, and it doesn't even look right. I mean, the characters looks. Oh my god. What kind of CGI formula did they use? I'm sorry, but it looks really terrible. Like they couldn't make it like hand drawn or computer animated like some Disney movies, but they had to use this. And not only that, it looks kind of hideous. In my opinion, it not only do I find this really abysmal, but I also think it looks hideous. Like, oh my god, who, what kind of person thought that it was a good idea to use that formula with these characters? They look terrible. I'm sorry, but they look terrible. Next is the plot. The plot, it's just a big pile of mess. Like, they tried to make the plot really interesting, but it ends up really, like, cliche and sloppy. Like, this is you have the most cliche story ever for a kids movie. I understand it's supposed to be for kids, and it's supposed to be an Easter movie, but it ends up being a huge embarrassment. Like, it tries to be I mean, yes, I understand they are trying to make something original. I get it. But when you make a movie like that, it ends up being a huge embarrassment. Even with immature sense of humor, some of the jokes are really like it's just juvenile humor. Like, some of the jokes can be really childish. At times it can be childish. And the way that the Easter Bunny had poop on jelly beans, that's not funny at all. Like, who comes up with crap like that? And most likely, it's the whole place is like a cookie cutter world. Especially the Easter factory, it looked like a cookie cutter world. Let's just say that. The Easter factory looked like a cookie cutter world. And Tim Hill, I'm sorry, but this movie is this is the absolute worst that he's done. I understand it was trying to be an original movie, like it's supposed to be like the Easter movie for the Easter holiday season, but it ends up being a childish mess. And none of the characters, I don't think this characters that have CGI looks are, I don't think they're cute in my opinion. Not even an Easter Bunny himself, that guy. He was not even cute at all. But if you think they're cute, you know what to do. It's just my opinion, anyways. And the acting, oh my goodness. The acting was just wasted. Even James Marsden's character, his personality was completely wooden. The whole entire time, James Marsden's character was wooden. He had little or no personality or enthusiasm whatsoever. He was just there to pretend to act. And really, James Marsden, he was awesome when he appeared in Sonic the Hedgehog. But this, he was terrible. Like, his personality was wooden and aloof, and there was no personality or enthusiasm or a little bit of it whatsoever. And everybody they just pretended to act so that they could make a little bit of money for it. And James Marsden also appeared in Enchanted, which Enchanted is also a good movie as well. In the songs, the music in it, they're just most likely bland. Yeah, it's most likely bland. And it didn't do so well at the box office as well.